Uh, Cold Light City. Preparing for a feature film like that. It's, yeah. We've got Flux. It's a good one. It's 127 pages. Spent like 2 years writing it. We got Jewel. 900 Chapter 2, almost done. Like that one. I don't know. It can be a lot sometimes. You know. It can be a lot. You shot your scene. It's awesome. You know, you get your stills, you get your Instagram posts, but this is the majority of my time is sitting in a room, you know, going over scripts and rewriting scripts and editing the films and, you know, trying to put, you know, stuff together that, you know, people want to see, you know, and making sure that the stories are up to par and they're not being, you know, interfered with and they're not being, you know, constrained or, you know, or held back. You know, being director can be a lot sometimes. The majority of my time is here just sitting in the office by myself. You know, today's important because it marks 2 years since I started Land of Wolves. And, you know, it was Juneteenth of 2022 that we got into production of Land of Wolves. And it's been 2 years since then. And, you know, I figured I wanted to try something a little bit different with this vlog. You know, kind of just like talk like a filmmaker who's been going through it for a while. And I don't know if anybody will find any use of this, but before we even started Land of Wolves, it really came down to, you know, having read the script from Antonio, and then me and him kind of like going back and forth and revising it, and you know, you get to the point where it's like, okay, we have to go into casting, you know. And you know, I had an idea of, you know, girl, you know, Midwestern girl, kind of feminine, but also, you know, kind of tough at the same time. And vulnerable as well. You know, you don't want to ever cast, you know, my goal is to never cast somebody you can't empathize with as, you know, an audience member. You know, especially when you're making an action adventure film or you're trying to make an action thriller. I think that's probably where the people really start to connect with the characters, you know, really just based on how they look and how they feel, right? So when you're doing screen testing like we were doing here, like it really was about finding the right feel. So, and right here, the actors they're really just improvising. It's not so much about what they're saying, it's about how the film looks and how they look on camera. There isn't really a right or wrong answer if you're doing this, if you're in your own process of casting, but, you know, don't just cast people just to cast them. I would definitely say that, you know, Young Actress was probably the closest we got to casting. But, and if I can be 100% honest with myself, I would say that if she just wasn't afraid to let go, you know, and really become the character. I always felt like, honestly, she held something back, or she was too afraid to not let it be pretend. And I know that I lost a friend and burned a bridge because of it, but ultimately I had to do what was in the best interest of the movie. You know, it wasn't an easy choice. Being a director is never an easy choice. You know, there's been so many times where I've been put in situations that were, you know, damaging not only to myself, but the film. And honestly, like, the film is the most important thing to me. It always has been, you know. So if you're watching this, sorry, but I had to go with who was the best person. You know, our lead actress, she really brought a rawness and a realness to the project. Michelle has a lot of weight. She carries a lot of weight on her shoulders, and you know, you could see it on screen. It was nice. Being forced between the choosing friends and what's best for the film is not an easy thing. But I'll always pick the movie first. Always. One thing that I instantly fell in love with was Luke and Michelle's chemistry. They had a very natural chemistry. You know, you could definitely see them as boyfriend, girlfriend, husband and wife, you know, partners in this place, West Texas. It's been a journey of 2 years and 5,000 miles. And I'm tired. I'm tired of being told no, or I can't, or I'm not good enough. I'm tired of being played and manipulated. But I can't make the bricks fit in the wall.